Okay, so been drawing up some basics here. First of all, Doomsday Event is an event of so many different little branches that I'll only do like complete basics right now. I'll explain the Alliance Centers, I'll explain the honor buildings, I'll explain the tiles, and I'll explain battle like super simple, but there's like so much within each of these areas that I'll have to do like an hour long or 2 hours long stream to actually get it all. And maybe I will. Next Doomsday season can't be that far away, so when it starts in 108, maybe I will take you through it. So the first thing you get is like an alliance center. This is something you will get 4 of for each alliance. It costs the first one costs 10,000 stones to build, so everybody have to donate to the alliance and to donate stones to the alliance, and stones you can buy from the alliance shop. So it's important to be in a active and dedicated alliance if you're actually going to do Doomsday, because it's vital with many donators to be able to pull it off, and you actually have to be an active donator yourself without spending all the points when Doomsday is closing in. So the Alliance Center will have to be placed strategically, especially the Alliance Center 1, because that's the one that's easiest to protect. And it's also the one that will likely be the last to stand in any battle. So when you've built an Alliance Center in a strategic point, each player will get like 4 different honor buildings. And these honor buildings are the production center, the virus center, and then there's like one I just called tent and one I just called cannon, because they look like a tent and a cannon. I can't remember the real names. So the production center will allow you to make virus infected resources to normal resources, and either virus bottles or stones, depending on which resource you're producing. The virus center will give you immunity to take higher level tiles. The higher the level the building is. Each of these buildings can be leveled. It costs resources, and it costs either stones or virus bottles, so you will need those. And the tent will give you less infected troops when battling a tile, and the cannon will give you more damage when battling a tile, so it will decrease the length of the battle and the amount of hurt troops. Now, to explain that, around the map there will pop up like tons of like tiles. Every tile on the map, every single tile on the map is a tile you can occupy. Now, an occupied tile cannot be ported upon. An occupied tile cannot be it can't be ported upon. You can't place alliance centers on it and stuff like that. And each occupied tile is owned by a person and an alliance, and you can't occupy a tile from one of your allies in your alliance, but you can occupy a tile from someone else's alliance or a free one. Now, when the Doomsday event starts, you will be asked to port nearby, but don't port on top of the alliance center. You want to be like, say 30 kilometers out or something, and you want to use vehicle troops in the beginning because it's very slow paced otherwise. Later, you will want to use fighter troops when taking enemy tiles, because they have a higher destruction value, and each tile will have a defense of 500. So if you win the tile, you will need at least 500 destruction value on your APC to be able to take that tile in one hit. Otherwise, you will have to hit it several times. It will basically have like a base durability that you will have to hit down, and the durability is 500. Each of the honor buildings will also have durabilities, and the durabilities will depend on what center they are and what level they are. So for example, a virus center level 1 will have 1000 durability, while one of these tents will have 2000, I believe, when you start. Either 1500 and 2000. It's and it's increasing with each level. Now the two you want to focus on are the virus center and the protection center in the beginning. The virus center is what's vital for you being able to take higher level tiles. You can take like level 1 to 3 tiles in the very beginning without any issue. Focus on level 3 tiles, you will need them to get resources faster. And for that you will also need to level your production center to change the resources to something you can use faster. So these two, level them hand in hand in the beginning, get them up as quick as possible so you can take the higher level tile, drop the lower level tiles, and be able to grow faster. Now, if my first tile is placed here, I cannot simply take this one and then this one. Now, first of all, an empty tile is usually based on the surrounding it's in. In the deserts, they are like level 1, I think, and in the first green area, they're level 5. Next green area, they're level 9, and the next they are level 12. So the empty tiles will have a set level value, while the other tiles will have a level on them. Like you have a level 10, you have a level 5, you have a level 3, and you have a level, say, 1. Now, a level 1 will say that, okay, you will take 0% damage when taking this tile from the beginning because you have built your virus center and it's level 1, and it will give you the decent virus protection. And maybe it will say that you will have 2% damage taken on the level 3 tile. I'm just giving examples because this is not the real numbers right here and now, because I cannot remember all these numbers because it's too much to remember. So when you level your virus center to say like 6, you can start to get level 5. But you cannot just take this tile and then this tile. You will actually have to take this tile and 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 then take this tile. Every tile you take have to be connected, and it's a 5 minute to give up each tile you've taken, so you gotta wait. And you also use durability from your APCs for every tile you take. So this is a process that takes a long time, and it's vital that you're able to take tiles efficiently and don't fail at them. So don't take the tiles that have 0% damage on them. Don't go for the one that have like 10% damage on them or something. You will lose a lot of troops, which will cost you in the over time, because they will go to the virus center hospital, not the normal hospital. And here you use special speed ups that you get 20 of each day, 20 times 5 minutes. But to say it like this, when you're getting to like level 7, 8 tiles, you can have a day of healing for every time you've spent all your durability. So sometimes even more, depending on how high tiles there are versus how high troops you have. Like a tier 7 troop can easily take like up to level 9, 10 tiles, but then they are getting too much damage to be able to cope with taking like level 11 and 12. Miracle says he takes like level 12 and 14 with his tier 7 or 8 troops, tier 7 troops in his other state. But to be honest, that's fucking insane. He should rather use the resources on leveling his base and actually getting tier 8 or tier 9, because it's so much waste of resources to heal all these troops all the time. And then anyways, then there's like this skill tree. There's 3 different skill tree. There's a green one, it's a red one, and it's a blue one, and you will want to focus on the blue one in the beginning. And it has 4 directions. It has upwards, It has downwards, it has right, and it has left. Left will focus on production, right will focus on immunity, down will focus on your honor buildings, and up will focus on your destruction values. Now, what you want to do in the very beginning is to get enough points to get to the first part of the production queue. This will enable you to produce at a much higher speed, which then again will allow you to take tiles faster because you will be able to level your buildings faster. And then you will start to focus on the immunity. If you have a specialty reset, and this is only when you have like 20 talent points or so, you will want to take a specialty reset and go down and get more buildings, because then for the alliance center you can have 4 of them, and for each alliance center you can have 4 honor buildings, which equals 16 buildings at the complete maximum, but that's only if you're choosing this one. Otherwise, you will only get these 2 buildings for the first alliance center, and you will only have these 2 buildings for the remaining 3 alliance centers. Now, early game, that is not critical. Late game, if you want to take 14, 15, 16 tiles, that's vital. But again, that's a complete different session. And it's usually for Doomsday Season 2 or so, when you actually start to get a lot of points to spend. Now, how you do every season will say how much points you get, because talent points you get here, say that you get 20 talent points the first season, you will keep them for the next season. Next season you may maybe get 10 more, then you will have 30 for the third season. And then you will be able to build on that, depending on how active you are. So it's only you who decide how well you will do in Doomsday, but it's your alliance that will decide how good your alliance will rank in wars, and how much or how good gifts you will get. Now, the war is unfair, but it's a simple system. You have ranks from 1 to 50 basically, that's visible. Say that you are rank 6. You can fight 5 up and 5 down. That means you can fight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to first, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way down to 10th. Now, if you ranked, say, 3rd, you can fight 2 up, and you can fight the remaining 8, the remaining of the 10 down, so 8 down. That will mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down to 10th. And same with if you're first, you can fight all the way down to 10th, 11th actually, because you are first. But yeah, it's basically you can fight 10 alliances through this system, and each battle will give you a certain percent of your opponent's points. This means if you're fighting a stronger alliance, you have the opportunity to get more points, but if you lose, you will also lose a certain percentage of your points to that alliance, giving them the points. Now, the wars are basically try to ruin the alliance centers of your opponent's alliance. Now, fighting in state in this game is possible, but it's stupid. Now, because the prizes you get is for your alliance only, but if you fight your own states so they do bad, you will decrease their prices, which in turn will mean you're decreasing the state's prices, which means you're weakening the state in Clash of Zones and LC battles and other things, which is basically risking laying your state dead. So there's so much strategy and thinking behind this, but this is like the very basics. I think that's all I want to cover in the beginning. It's like so many little details. I might have forgotten something important, but that's like the doomsday event from like the complete basics. You take tiles, you leave tiles, to take higher tiles, to leave them, to take higher tiles, to get points. The points you get, by the way, from taking tiles will affect your alliance score here as well, which means that if you have 500,000 points and someone is taking lots of tiles, you can easily get like up here and get 525,000 points just from taking tiles. So you can actually increase your rank also by taking tiles, not only wars.